I have to record a second video because I forgot to talk about this. So we hung out with the rich dude again, and he's like, he's retirement. So him and his wife retired, right? And he just essentially they just every 3 weeks they travel. But that's besides the point. So I like to pick his brain, like, because he's a dude. It's called that. It's quiet wealth, bro. Dude's wearing cargo shorts, socks, random ass shoes, bro. Like random shirt, nothing. You would have no clue this guy walks around as, $50+ million net worth. No clue. Still uses public transit. He doesn't have all these cars. Bro, no clue. But I wanted to pick his brain a little bit. So we talked a lot. So he got his average stock price for his Microsoft stocks is $27. For those of you that don't know, the price of Microsoft stock is $492 right now. About an 18x. But that's not how stocks work. Like, you have to, let's just say you have $100,000 worth of stocks at $27 average. So you just do 100,000 times 27,000, or no, $27 times 100,000, and then you take that and you multiply it by 18, bro. That's where bro. You understand how crazy that is? Anyways, so then when I'm taking this more, I'm like, so what is your investment strategy? Because like you have all this money now, you don't know what to do with it. Like it's just a lot of, and you don't want to just fucking give it away to taxes, right? Like you don't want to just keep giving it to Uncle Sam. You got to find ways to hide it, find ways to put it in other things, find ways to, make it like capital gains or like I was just asking him all these questions. And then he said, I have a old wise Asian dude, bro. He says I have a very simple investment strategy. I said, what is it? He said, I look for companies that are clearly monopolies or about to become monopolies or in their respective field, and I invest in them, and that's it. And I said, okay, well, do you just do high-tech companies or do you do, like, other stuff? This man proceeds to tell me that he invested in Costco when it was at $50 a share. For those of you who don't know, Costco is at $1,000 a share now. He invested in Nvidia in 2018 because he knew that they were gonna have they were the monopoly microchips. Invested in Biogen, a medical company. Yeah, simple investment strategy, man. But just think about these two things. Think about, I don't even mean to glaze this guy, but when you meet an old guy like this and you get to sit, like it is a privilege to be able to sit down and just talk to someone of this level of wealth, who is also incredibly humble. Like, and he wasn't just bullshitting. I mean, this guy's nah. Well, first of all, he showed me and Julian's dad one of his portfolios. There was too many zeros to count. Let's just say that. And but like when you meet a guy, like you really just want to like take it all in and sit there and like, but he's humble, bro. He's a humble ass dude. He likes food. He gardens. He just travels with his wife. She travels by herself sometimes. Like, he lives a very chill life, bro. And the things he spends a lot of money on are like his children's instruments, like $100,000 cello, like shit like that. But I'm gonna be like that, bro, for sure. There's a chill dude, bro. He's just walking around. He doesn't enjoy cars. All he has is like his Tesla Model Y. That's it. That's the only car he owns, and he doesn't really use it too much because he mostly takes public transit. Takes the train. But like, like even shit like this, where he was like, he really enjoys like trying Michelin star restaurants, and he brought us to two, bro. He brought us to two, and they were fucking fire. But he was telling us that there was a Michelin star restaurant that it was a $180 per person. He said, I would never spend that much money. Like having that much wealth and still like being frugal or not frugal, but just like you don't want to just buy stupid shit. Like he doesn't buy stupid shit. Like it's just funny. I don't know, stuff like that is really funny to me. Like imagine having like that much money. Like let's just say like, you know, $10 million. He has way more than that. That's one of his trust funds for one of his 3 kids, right? But you know what I mean? You have $10 million. Let's just say you have $10 million. And you're like, nah, that's too expensive. Bro, him and his wife, they come to Malaysia for healthcare because it's way cheaper. Doing your crowning, even though they have good insurance, it needs a lot of money. But doing your crowning work, your dental work here is cheaper. Like cardiology, and you get seen for specialists. You get seen instantly. He literally did a walk-in and saw the neurologist and the urologist same session. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing. Like it's just like crazy. But yeah, he came here to get new tires for his Tesla because it was he got his car wrapped here. Like it's just like, bro, it's crazy, bro. This guy is crazy. But when he told me he got Costco for $50 a share, and his average Microsoft Office is $27, you got me fucked up. And I asked him, I said, hey, how'd you feel about Elon getting that $1 trillion pay package? And he said, because he has a Tesla, you know. I was just fucking with him. And he's like, bro, I meant to sell all my stocks. I waited a little too long. I meant to sell all my Tesla stocks. I'm just going to sell it the next time some shit happens. Dude, he's just so funny. And he has patents on fucking operating system shit. Like rudimentary shit. Like he's a fucking, I don't know, man. You meet people like this, you gotta, like, when you step out your bubble, like, man, I live in a small town. You step out that bubble and there's just people doing shit, and there's different, like I'm not saying better or worse, I'm saying like there's just different pockets, and there's different interests, and there's different like levels to things, and it's just like at any moment you could just flip the switch and surround yourself with a whole different subset of people that can either lift you up or bring you down. You know what I mean? And I think I've been in this spell for the last maybe 5 years of kind of isolation, not really having like a friend group. Like I got Jamil, I got my boy Daniel, and some of them, but it's very small, you know, like, and we all do different shit. Well, me and Jamil, we do YouTube and shit, and that's why we push each other for this. But like, I'm looking for like Julian's cousin was talking to me today, and I was asking her how her and her husband met, and she said that, you know, in KL there was like, you know, she was a startup founder, and she just found other startup founders, and they had this small group together, and her husband was, at the time they weren't dating, but he was part of it, and then she like sold her company. She had a huge buyout, and then she took a sabbatical, and during that sabbatical she was like, she asked anyone from the group, like, hey, like, do any of you guys need help? I can consult for you, whatever. And she did that, and then, you know, whatever, love came, but that besides the point. It's just like she, you know, what is it? It's like, if you can't find something, create it. If you can't find a startup group, create one. If you can't find, like, even Julian's dad, you know, and him and Julian's mom lived in Boston for a while, and he had this rich dude that we talked to, and his wife. They were in Boston too at the time, and they had like a lot of their Malaysian friends from and Julian's dad's life, badminton is the connecting force to everything in his life, all people, all things, like badminton, and he was like, you know, junior champion. Like he was very good. But when they had to move to Little Rock, he had he no longer had that badminton group, you know, and Julian's mom was he was saying that Julian's mom, his wife, was like, really felt bad about that, you know, but they moved around, like, because she had Julian's mom was a physician, and she had to keep. And she's also, besides the point. Essentially, they moved to Little Rock, and he said that there was no badminton. There was nothing there, and he created the badminton group himself. He brought it. He found some Chinese students, some Indonesian students, and then he, like, slowly but surely he created a badminton group, and he's doing the same thing where we live now. So it's like if it's not there already, create it. But the thing is, in my hometown, there is a massive startup culture. I was telling you, there's 200 companies in this one building, that's right next to me. 200 startup companies. I just have to go and talk to them, I've had this idea since last year when I was in Malaysia, that I have told so many people about, including healthcare professionals, and they thought it was ingenious. And even to some of the there's a because I went and I wanted to be part of the Idea Accelerator program at I almost said something. It's like essentially like an entrepreneurship accelerator program, startup accelerator. They essentially get you. There's three different programs. The first program is essentially getting you up to a pitch level to be able to pitch. The second program is actually pitching, and then the third is post pitch. Like once you have the money, when you're from a VC. And when I was telling the guy that runs these programs my idea, he was like, he thought it was fucking insane. And yet I haven't executed on it, and it just lingers in my mind all day, every day. This fucking genius ass idea. I'm not gonna say it because someone's gonna steal it, but I think it could revolutionize the healthcare industry in America, and it could really help out people that don't have insurance, and to help out without paying a massive copay, or paying out of pocket massively. Like, dude, it's a really good idea, and I think I'm gonna execute. I need to execute when I get home. But my issue is I don't have. I need someone to build, let's say, an application for me or a web app. But it's not like a simple web app. Like, if it was a simple web app, I can build it myself, because I've built a lot of websites by myself. But it's beyond that, because there's a lot of third-party things I need. Payment plan, background checking, like all this type of shit, and I need someone to build it for me. But the thing is, no one's gonna build it for me unless I give them a couple, like $5K minimum. It's very complex, and then I also need maintenance on the website. Like, essentially, I need a co-founder, and so I need capital. But I may not. Maybe I should just do it myself. It'll take a lot of time, but I just gotta get started. I just, like I said, very first video on my YouTube channel, I gotta buy the ticket. I gotta buy that fucking ticket. So anyways, this is a lot. I need to, I'm yapping. But essentially, this shit is contagious, bro. When you surround yourself with people like this shit, it gets contagious. You can't do anything but succeed. When you're around successful people, you don't have a choice but to succeed, because it's just so motivating. And you're like, holy fucking shit, these people. And obviously I'm very young. And I think that's what Jamil pointed out in my comment section. Like, I don't need to worry about this shit. I need to not be too hard on myself, because I'm only 20. I'm about to be 25, and all these people I'm talking about, the really rich dude is almost probably 70 something, and Julian's cousin and all those startup founders and stuff like that, they're in their late 30s. But I just see myself wearing a fucking suit, traveling around, going to conferences in Kuala Lumpur and Mumbai, going to these fucking conferences, I going to the airport in a suit, having my mileages, having my being part of the gold miles, because I fly a million miles, that's the life I imagine so hard, and just working my fucking dick off for something that is meaningful to me. Yeah, and we're gonna do it. So anyways, I'm gonna go back inside. My hair looks great though. My hair looks freaking sexy.